remember God calling me to Las Vegas in February of 2006. I attended a church planning seminar and heard Vance Pittman talk about the kingdom of God. And I remember going to a seminar late and really didn't know Vance, didn't know what God was doing out in Vegas. But as I listened to him, my heart really connected with his heart on the kingdom. I knew immediately that God wanted us to come out to Las Vegas. And so I went home and told my wife, "What do you think about Las Vegas?"
Nothing really. I don't think anything about Las Vegas. And so it was just interesting that the next day he had another session at the conference and came home again and mentioned Las Vegas. And at that moment I said, okay, tell me what you're thinking about Las Vegas, because obviously if you say something twice, I'm going to question that.
And I just remember flying over the city and watching my wife weep through the plane and realized God's called us here to reach families.
We noticed tons of ball fields just down, looking down from the plane, and how many families each street light represented, and that's when God really grasped my heart.
There's a lot of people here in Las Vegas that represent souls, and we really believe God's called us here to make a difference in Las Vegas.
When we started planting churches in Las Vegas, we realized that we also want to transform a city. We realized that we can plant many churches in this valley, and it would have an effect on the community here and the culture, but we want to be intentional about that. So we started looking at ways to plant churches out of community transformation.
God has called us to plant a church on the southwest side of Las Vegas, bridging communities like Southern Highlands, Mountain's Edge. Right here in Southern Highlands, over 20,000 people call it home, and yet there's no church. So during the spring, I would just drive through both communities, just asking God, how will we reach these communities? And I was sitting at this table with my Bible open praying, saying, God, how can we do it? And I happened to look up over at the school, just sitting to my right here, and just as I'm speaking to you, God truly spoke to my heart to use Upward Unlimited to reach this community. Upward is a sports evangelism ministry that targets kids that will promote salvation, character, and self-esteem.
Sports for youth is a real need in the community, particularly basketball. A basketball league would be a great way to start a community transformation initiative, and then a church happens out of that.
Lifesong will train coaches and leaders, the whole church, to be a part of this strategy to reach in our community. We want them to adopt their team as a small group, what we call life groups. They will be with them, hang out with them, love on them, care for them.
Because of that, church just happens. People meet each other, they begin to share Christ, people get saved, they get assimilated into a body that becomes Lifesong Church. And that's the cool thing that's going to happen through that strategy.
At Lifesong, we believe every life matters.
Let my life